Hey y'all, welcome to week 2 of the Porch League. We are going up against Connor's team on the right. I call it the Irish Marrips. And at first, I looked at this team and I was thinking that we had a good matchup. And the more I prepped for it and built for it, um, the less and less I liked the matchup. Um, First, let's just go left and right, look at sort of how the speed tiers workout. He's basically got Pokemon between 121 and 75. He doesn't have anything lower than 75, really. And he's got Boltund sitting at 121. Um, so there's sort of a lot for him to do with each of these, and a lot of them have different ways to either they're good scarfers like Jirachi, um, or they have ways to boost their speed, like with oh gosh, rapid spin, things like that. Um, so I think that he has a pretty good offensive matchup against my team. I have a pretty much a balanced team plus Zero Aura, and I mean Toxtricity alone takes care of Clefable and Mantine, and even Specs Boom Burst is doing 50%. Let me actually check. It's doing some crazy amount uh, to my Steelix. Yeah, 53 to 63. So even my resist to normal attacks is not a resist at all. And so I thought about possibly running an Assault Vest Steelix, but I decided against it. I'll talk about that in a minute. So yeah, that's just his wall breaker against a balanced team. Looking at other things, Flygon looks pretty good against my team. Once it gets a Dragon Dance up, it can do well against Zeraora and sort of the rest of my team. Um, for that reason alone, and because of the Zeraora set that I decided to bring, I'm going with Unaware Clefable once again. I I swear that Magic Guard is the better of the two abilities. But with my team and thinking about how often, um, when looking at the other opponent's matchup, that they'll want to just run a setup to break through my defense. Um, I'm curious to see how often I'll justify running unaware. But anyway, so he's got the Jirachi Togekiss Flinch Core, and he's got a few ways to spread paralysis. So I was either going to have to bring Heal Bell on Clefable, which was a free switch in to Toxtricity every time, or potentially I could get a aromatherapy off with Roserade. So that's what I decided to do. Um, yeah, Jirachi looks okay this matchup. There's, I guess I have enough resists on the team that I ended up building that hopefully it doesn't do too well. So let's just go straight into. Oh yeah, so then one thing I'm having to think about too is bird or as Ditto. I almost said Birdido. Is the Ditto because I can't really bring Linoon. Um, I can't really bring anything that I would like to have set up on. So here I have my Steelix. Steelix is a little bit of actually a win con for me. Um, Clefable is going to be my rocker this week with Stealth Rock, and like I said, I'm bringing Unaware with enough defense investment that I can come in on rocks and take some earthquakes, and Moonlight can heal me up just fine. Um, Ice Beam is for um, Flygon, and if um, if I can live anything from Toxtricity, I have the Psychic, or if I can easily call or predict into it. Let's see here. My Steelix with Earthquake and Heavy Slam takes out this, takes out this, takes out this, takes out this. It can 1v1 this because I also have Substitute. Um, takes out this and takes out this, takes out this. Um, I'm also running Substitute, so hopefully he can't just bring in birdido. Oh my gosh. So hopefully he can't just bring in Ditto. He'll have to um, copy something of mine, and then I can switch into hopefully an immunity. That was one of the things too. I tried to build sets that if um, Ditto took the whole Pokemon, then I would have a switch into it. So a switch into this is my Charizard. Oh, and then I have Ice Fang for Flygon. The only thing about this is the substitute does invite in the Toxtricity, but hopefully I have 60% health and I don't just die to a Boom Burst through sub. Okay, so then down here I have that aromatherapy like I was talking about, and then I just have 2 stab moves and a coverage move. Extra Sensory does quite a bit actually to um, yeah, 78 to 92. So if I can get up even just a layer of rocks, then I have a chance to kill. Um, I'm more worried about Specs Toxtricity. The other thing that I'm worried about would be finding out if it's choice locked. If it's, scarfed. Um, Scarf U-turn could be rather annoying for my team as well. But I have extra sensory there if I'm faster, which I should be faster so long as Connor doesn't put a choice scarf on it. This Charizard is my defogger. It's also can roost on things that it scares out. But mainly it's just Flamethrower and then Dragon Pulse for Flygon. Flamethrower is okay against his team. Kind of just provides good chip. It becomes a decent switch in for Mr. Mime and does good damage overall to his team. Togekiss doesn't really care. It takes 30% from it. So I will have to switch out in front of that. So my Pangoro I'm bringing this week is just a bulky choice band set. If I can bring it in, it's going to do a lot of damage to a lot of things. Once again, the wall breaker. That's going to be the theme. This theme should be titled "Loses to Toxtricity." Maybe there's a better way to do it. Who knows? But I have this Pangro, who does. If it can get in, then it's going to do well. It is slower than everything. Like he has such a fast team. But even Choice Band knockoff is going. No, nothing's going to want to switch in to it. Even if Togekiss does, it loses its item. So that is everything. Okay, here's my like weird Pokemon. I figured that if I wanted to set up, then maybe if I ran mono attacking move electric on Zeraora, then Ditto can't copy it. Um, this can, if I get behind a sub and if I click 2 Calm Minds, then Zeraora starts to look good against Toxtricity. See, this isn't the worst matchup for it. Maybe it is actually. 3 Calm Minds, I'm fine. I'm killing. Not even all the time. So, but that's what I'm gonna have to do. Like I said in the last video, I'm really just trying to stretch myself. The other option was possibly bulk up, but because because Toxtricity has a sound move that could go through sub, then I figured that adding the Calm Mind boosts would be ultimately better for this matchup. Hopefully, though, Steelix Toxtricity isn't like a a first check to Steelix, so hopefully I could take some things out with Steelix when I first bring it in, and from there break in some holes. Once I have those holes, then Charizard, Pangoro, Roserade, and Zeraora will hopefully do enough. I'm probably not going to lead Clefable because it's unaware, and actually I'm probably not going to bring Steelix out first. I'll have to look at his team, but I imagine Boltund, maybe Scarf Toxtricity, or Flygon or Jirachi are um, the first Pokemon out. In which case, maybe Pangoro would be a good one, or even Roserade. We'll see. But I'm gonna validate it, make sure it's okay. Let's see if there's any EV spreads. This is just enough for earthquakes and the rest in Spadef. I think actually this Toxtricity set might be. Um, so yeah, no item. I can live a Sludge Wave and Boom Burst. Um, I can actually just, I want to say, roost up on Click Moonlight in front of. So that is the team, and here we go. So no Toxtricity. Cool. I will take that. Let's see here. I should get out a piece of paper. Look at me not being prepared. Okay. So we don't have Togekiss. No Togekiss. No Toxtricity. I actually think that Middle Boom, I don't know its name, Thwacky, might actually help Steelix. It'll give it more passive recovery. So we have Boltund as a possible lead. Okay, what are his win cons? His win cons are probably either Ditto, Flygon, or Jirachi. My win cons, have they changed? I do not know. I think I'm still good. I think Steelix still looks really good, and so long as I deal with Flygon, counter it with Momo, then I should be fine on that end. I'm going to lead Pangoro and say, good luck, have fun. I can see a potential Flygon lead or Jirachi lead. What is Pangoro doing to Jirachi? Let's make this a defensive Jirachi. It's probably. Let me look at his team. I think it might be. Okay, knockoff is just a really good move overall. Let me knock off whatever item this has. It's probably the Eviolite. And it is Grassy Surge. It's not Grassy Surge. Ah. If he wants to restart, I will let him. I feel like I can just knock off again. That is a chunk. That only did 29. No, I didn't have a choice band, and Grookey had a Violite, but this was a Pangoro. I probably need this late game. Let me check. Pangoro, no item against Mime. Yeah, so I'm going to need this for that. So I'm probably going to need to switch out eventually. I don't want it to take too much. He could easily go to Ditto, yeah. Do I risk? No, I think I just go and do this. Roserade isn't doing the most. So I might just want to sack. Actually. Okay, so this is where I do need to find out. Do I need this for Mime? If not, I should just Drain Punch. Okay, let me think about this. This also looks good against Jirachi. It looks okay against Flygon. It can knock it off or Drain Punch it. Mime, it looks good against, and I can probably just Drain Punch over Thwacky. This doesn't have a super effective move on anything. And I don't know how it's spreading status. So we're just going to go with that. And we are going to Leaf Storm. From here, I don't think we need to save this. I do have a decent switch in. Maybe I could switch this in. Okay. Okay, this is what I wanted this for. So. Let's just Bullet Punch again. Or Drain Punch. Drain Punch one more time. Take out that. And I still have a sack in every time he wants to go Ditto. No brainer. Gets the knockoff. I can bring this in. Drain Punch. Now Connor might be someone that doesn't run Scarf Ditto. I think that's good against my team though. So I'm going to assume Scarf. Now he could run. He could go into Mime as a potential sack. And my Steelix looks better and better. My mic has been making a little bit of a fuzzy sound. I don't know if it's just because I'm running um, I don't know if it's an OBS thing. I haven't noticed it while recording with my music software. So hopefully it's not too annoying when it gets fuzzy. I think it's only done it once so far in this video. So far in both of my matches this season, the Pokemon that I led with has kind of held steadfast early on, and it's helped me tremendously later in the matchup. Now, if I have to switch out at some point, if he goes Drain Punch, then I go to Momo. Okay, that's what I thought he would do. If he goes Drain Punch here, I go into Momo, and then he's got to go into Jirachi. If he goes Jirachi, I should hard switch into either Charizard or Steelix. Steelix. Okay. Let me see how much knockoff. Let's do it to Jirachi. Like I said, actually, can I tell based on his team if this is Fizdef or not really? It might be Spadef since Grookey was so Fizdef. In which case, knockoff is doing a lot and still more than Darkest Lariat. Dang. I don't definitely mattered for that. If he was Scarf, it might not have mattered. Let's check. Okay. Let me just make sure this is the best play before I lock into it. Flygon, Pangoro, knockoff. Okay, Earthquake does 40 to 50%. I should. I'm gonna Drain Punch. I think I live now. Okay, I'm gonna Drain Punch. No fairy move. Okay, I need to moonlight here so I don't risk a crit. All right, so I want to be able to talk to people after the match, so I'm gonna end it here. I'll quickly say though that um, I really liked Pangoro in this matchup. I thought that it did well against the Pokemon that he ended up bringing. Um, yeah, GG's to Connor. I do feel bad that that para didn't at least happen because then Flygon would have at least been able to set up. Granted, I did have Clefable in the back, um, but you never want to um, win, especially in draft league where differential could end up mattering. You never want to win a higher differential just through hacks or something. So I do apologize about that. Um, I'm glad that I stayed offensive early on. It can be very easy when I'm a balanced player to just lead with Togekiss, get up rocks, but I think having the initial pressure of Pangoro and then Roserade um, made it pretty easy for the rest of my team. I didn't get to debut Zera Aura set, um, but um, yeah, that's the match. If you have any criticisms, or let's say if I had a better way to handle Toxtricity given this matchup, um, please tell me. But otherwise, peace.